Leaders, we live in a world where we want to create more value per minute. We are losing sleepless nights. There's so many things to attend. You go to gym, you have yoga classes, you have so many meetings, family commitments, social commitments, and everyone is craving for a bit of extra time so that they could be at peace. And most people who I work with, usually these folks are CXOs and CEOs. They work in different time zones. They want to do so much more. Many of them also want to be financially secure. They want to have that passive income so that they could do the life they want. And that's where comes the word productivity. Today, we are going to talk in detail what exactly productivity means. We will also talk about how what you call productivity, the so called productivity, is actually not getting you anywhere, right? We will talk about tools of productivity, and at the end we'll also talk about what can you do to create an optimal human experience. How can you be in the flow state without pushing yourself so hard? I'm your coach Vivek Singh, and you're watching CEO Alchemy. This video is going to be a little longer, so bear with me. One thing I assure you, if you stay till the end, you are going to gain some value that would change the course of the way you work and how you see your life. First, look at the definition of productivity. Productivity simply means that the value that you create per minute, per hour, per day, right? How much you get done in the given time. So there are two components of productivity. One is the outcome, another is the time. I've seen people, going to gym for hours and sweating, and many of my clients, they believe in pushing too hard to get result. I laughingly call it the American way of living. Even the things which are easy, you push yourself too hard to achieve it. Yeah. Uh, so I see a lot of people who appear to be so-called highly productive, but productivity is not getting them anywhere. They might be making money, but they're bad at relationships. Their social equity is poor. They hardly have anybody who can stand by them. And eventually, they find themselves unhappy. They would go buy a villa in Dubai or have a tour to Europe, and they would keep doing things only to attract attention, and peace and calmness and joy stay away from them. While there are the other ones who are always in joyful state, and they're not pushing themselves so hard. They are so good at making money. They have warmth in the relationship. They feel connected to the source. They spiritually evolve. They have time for their parents, their relatives, and everyone. So, what's the difference between these two individuals? The difference is purpose. If you have an idea of your purpose, then you are heading in the right direction. But if you do not know where you are headed and you're pushing yourself too hard, you're like a headless chicken. Just keep moving from one place to another and get frustrated and eventually get drained and dissatisfied. So, more important than productivity is to at least have some idea about your purpose. Because if you don't know the purpose, what you call productivity, you will realize that it's worthless. I have seen many CEOs sharing with me that, Vivek, I wonder why I got here. I don't know why I got it. I'm not happy. I'm bad at relationship. I've broken marriages. I have bad social equity. I don't have any friend who I can talk to. I'm sure you would not like to be in that space. So the first thing is, if you do not have absolute clarity of purpose, at least you should have some vague idea. If you don't even have vague idea, there are a range of psychometric assessments that will guide you. You can go and try some online free career tests, or there could be purpose finder. Maybe there is a psychometric assessment called Clifton Strength Finder that would let you know what are your true strengths. At least you would start walking in that direction. Not having a purpose is not a problem because very few of the humans manage to find their purpose and realize it in their lifetime. And if they do that, they become Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and people of that kind. Not everyone can become that. So everyone has potential, but maybe the conditions, the people surrounding, guidance may not lead you there. So in that case, go and take psychometric assessment like Strength Finder, and that will guide you towards the strength. And based on your strength, you can think of what could be the purpose. So that could be starting point. Once you have some vague idea about your purpose, then only productivity will be useful to you. If you have to, if you're supposed to go to London and you're walking towards Johannesburg at very, very high speed, you are going to do more damage than benefiting yourself. Third thing is tools of productivity. So only after you have some idea about your purpose, think what's going to fast forward you towards the purpose. So a scientist would need to have a different kind of parameters of productivity than the CEO. A software engineer is going to have a different parameters of productivity than a farmer. So based on your purpose and related vocation, the things that you would do would fast track your journey towards that, and that's what you call productivity. So the tools and the methods that you would follow for productivity is going to vary from person and nature of work. Got it? So typically when we talk about productivity, we talk about time management tools, setting alarm, getting up early in the morning, pushing hard at the gym. Maybe gym is not the right thing for you. At this stage in life, you just need yoga. Maybe you just don't need yoga. First, you need to get your food routine right. If you're not getting sleep, you're getting to sleep at 2 a.m., getting up at 6 because you have to catch up with work and you're drowsy whole day. Forget everything else. You must focus on your sleep. So there is no universal tool of productivity. Don't get mistaken by the flashy ads of the schedulers, planners, calendars. I also have one MG planner. This is the one we created. This MG planner. But this MG planner is going to help you only if you know what you have to do. Don't take these scheduler, planner, calendar, mobile applications too seriously. I think people are obsessed with these tools and they feel like that's the ticket to their joy and happiness and fulfillment and financial freedom and passive income and all of that. And that's where they are mistaken. So before you focus on tools and processes, focus on the purpose. Finally, how you can be purposeful, productive, happy, joyful. People have been telling you that you can't have the cake in hand and eat it too. It is possible. Many times you have the wrong cake in hand and you don't want it, want to eat it. Okay. I'm inviting you to imagine a world that you have unlimited supply of cake and you keep consuming and keep distributing and keep celebrating. Imagine that life. How can you create that? For that, you just don't need tools, you need productive lifestyle. So, based on the purpose, and as you have some idea about the purpose, you have defined your vocation. And if you are walking in the right direction of your vocation, then comes lifestyle. If you study Bhagavad Gita, they tell you that your lifestyle should be in sync with the dharma. Dharma is the purpose. So, if you are Kshatriya, it's okay to meet because you have to go and fight wars, while for Brahmins, it is prohibited. Define how many hours of sleep. There are certain things very generic, like you as humans are supposed to get 8 hours of sleep, whether you need exercise or not. What form of exercise will be optimal for you at this stage and based on your current health condition? What kind of food you should consume? People say that, oh, you should eat vegetarian. No, vegetarian is not for everyone. Okay. You may eat non-vegetarian food. Many people are obsessed about vegan diet. That may not be for you. So based on your swabhav, nature, okay, aligned to that, your dharma, aligned to your dharma, the purpose, you need to define your lifestyle. Many of you are supposed to be more relaxed, more calm, more composed, and you go and sweat 3 hours in the gym and still you're not happy. So there is no universal formula that works for all humans. The templates that you have been following so far, you get there and you're still not happy because you are not aligned to what you're supposed to be. But certain things are very common, like getting 8 hours of sleep. That is non-negotiable. Eating the right kind of food based on your vocation. If you're in a job like hours when you're supposed to be in high energy state, you are lifting people's energy state, you are expanding their vision, you are encouraging inspiration. You need to feel good. You need to be in a higher energy state. For that, right kind of vegetarian food is encouraged. Right? How many hours of reading that you would need to do? Sometimes just one meeting changes the course of your life. You become ultra productive. You meet a friend, he is interested in real estate. He guides you and you make a real estate investment. You end up making a few million dollars, few crores, just in one shot. That could surpass your life savings. Okay. So develop a productive lifestyle. What comes with the lifestyle? Sleep, place where you stay, the kind of food that you eat, the people you are surrounded with. The quality of water you drink, how many times you go for trekking or vacation in a year, do you go for retreats or not, how do you manage your time every day, what do you do on the weekends. Once you have clarity about this, you will create a life of purpose. And when you have a life of purpose, you never, when you have a life of purpose, you never are worried about productivity because everything gets aligned and you are in the flow state. That's all for today. Thank you for your time and look forward to meeting you in the next video.